Good afternoon, it's DJ Sweetly for Let the Youth Live. We're all about solutions to keeping the youth alive. Now, today's podcast, I will be joined with Crystalla. So she should be up on the live very, very soon. But I mean, it's an emergency out here. It's out of control. And literally, we have to take action. We need to take action now. The youth are depending on us. Massive shout out to Mr. Riggs, just locked in. And yeah, we've got Crystalla up on the live. I'm just going to take the request now, my darling. Shout out to Ryan, Pop Patrol. Like to get you up on the live today, all right? So just request, okay? Right, I'm going to add you up now, Crystalla. But yeah, it's been a while. I've been very, very ill, but I'm back. I'm back now. Hi, darling.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. A lot better than I was, but this is a sad state of affairs. What's going on out on the streets?
Yeah, it's bad.
And we didn't think it could get worse, but it just keeps going and going and going, doesn't it?
I know. My goodness, when you think we've done this, what, for like a year now?
Consistently doing these lives, trying to get the community on board, you know. But I mean, I know I've been observing that we're not getting the support that we need.
No.
And we need support to do what we're doing.
I agree. I mean, if we just recap actually what we've done for over the past year, that would be, you know, because I don't think we've given ourselves enough praise for what we've actually achieved. You know, we've managed to keep a podcast going. We've managed to reach out to other people that are in the field, you know, and in saying that, which is another subject of a lot of people who are just for the glory, they're not really for the cause, and that's the truth. And we've, you know, spent so long, and that goes from organizations, it goes to charities, it goes to local authorities, to people who have certain statuses that claim to be about saving young people's lives and don't do nothing.
Yeah, because the thing is, we've put it on people, like we literally have in the last year, and it's been clear to see who's actually for sorting things out and who's about themselves. And like you're saying, the glory, you know, the photo opportunities, and it's the youth's lives. This is about their lives. This is about communities as well, parents, carers. This affects us all, you know. And what is it going to take? This is what I keep saying, right? What is it going to take for people to fucking make noise about this? What is it going to take, right?
We're putting
all these incentives out, right, that are easy for people, right? There's no excuse, absolutely no excuse, right? So we're pushing the nationwide bleed control campaign, right? London is still well behind. It's embarrassing. We've got the highest rate of, you know, catastrophic deaths from stabbings, shootings, and shootings are going through the roof right now.
Yeah, I was just gonna comment on that. That's increasing. It's terrifying.
Yeah, we've had in Lambeth, right, in 5 days, 5 shootings of young people. 5 days. We've got, I'm hearing about on a bus. I mean, this is nothing new, even though people have been posting it up like, oh wow, like we're shocked. And there was a crowd of boys on a bus in Lambeth, caught with a multitude of huge weapons, machetes, Rambo knives, on their way to a party. Now, I know from years ago with my daughter, when I first realised this was going on, that kids are heading to parties tooled up, right? Because they're expecting to be stabbed there. Now, when we were younger, party, you went there to have fun. not to expect to
Not
die.
now. Not
Yeah,
these days.
yeah. Now I can literally take it back, right? So my daughter was 17 at the time. So that's roughly 10 years ago, right? We held a 17th birthday for her. We had security, right? But I was quite clueless, really, at this point. We did have security, but literally, majority of everybody that came had brought weapons and hid them outside. And this was round about the time that Farron was on the news. This was the first time he was on the news, and he'd gone to a birthday party, taken his daughter to a birthday party. And while he was there, somebody pointed out the boys had weapons, and he took a knife or a couple of knives off them, right? So this has been going on, we know, for 10 years minimum. We've got young people, they can't go to parties. We keep saying this, we keep, putting it out there. They can't do normal things. They should be out being able to have fun as kids. It's just shocking what's going on. We can't believe it, can we?
I work with it every day. I've dedicated my life for the past 10 years to working with children under local authorities that have been through tragic experiences, not even that, but their whole experience in social care as well is one other topic, on top of everything that they're already going through.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I just, we tried the solution of thinking about, making a clap like we did for the NHS to make some noise for knife crime. That's not really taken off. Granted, that's fine, but it will. The only other thing the only active solution I can think of now, is what I wanted. I want people to sponsor me to hit 100,000 miles or something, and for every mile I get sponsored £1 or something, and all that goes to let the youth live. That's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna walk their miles. No one else is doing it, so let's do it. One, it keeps us active. Two, it's actually something everyone can get involved in. So why, that's the only next thing that I can think of. They want to reduce us marching. People are out there protesting. There was a protest on the weekend, so big up to 9-5 for going to that and repping for everyone who's about the cause and everyone else that made it. And now if they're going to start holding back on us doing that, then we've got gym memberships, or even us that don't, let's use that and incorporate mental health as well. Let's actually walk miles for something that needs support, not just sit behind a keyboard.
I'm up for that, but I'm just gonna, and I'm not even being, what's the word?
I'll do it.
Yeah, I know we'll do it, right? I have no doubt we will do it, right? But what is getting to me is why nobody else is getting on board, apart from, right, bereaved parents, bereaved family members. Now, they've got enough on their plate dealing day to day, right? It's really getting to me that it's been left to them to keep standing up, with the exception of a few of us, right? What's it going to take to get people to do something, right? No matter how small we make it, right? They're not getting involved. It's like they're not even seeing what we're posting. They're just oblivious to it, right? And I'm kind of lost for where we go next with getting people on board, right?
Yeah, I feel the same. Like I said, I've done it for 10 years. So there's a lot of red tape involved, and there's a lot of people that, there's a saying in certain places, if it's not written, it didn't happen.
Ah, yes, yep.
So if they don't know about things, or they don't want to take responsibility about things, or people don't know how to record information correctly, or, look for certain warning signs, whether this is with your own child, someone else's child, if you don't speak about it, it never happened.
Yeah. Yeah,
people need to speak up. Safety is important. Things need to change. They have to change.
They have to change.
Worse. It's getting worse since last time. Since a year ago?
I know. And we didn't think it could keep going. But unless there's change, and what I'm noticing, right, is a pattern of behaviour that keeps happening, right? So there's something tragic happens. Most people post it up and go, oh my God, right? Passing that trauma onto other people. Like I've witnessed a few murders recently on people I didn't expect really to even be sharing this. So they're passing that on, you know, like, so I've had to witness things I didn't even want to. I think we're past the point of putting awareness out there. How many more brutal murders, ambushes, mutilations, how many more? What do we need to see? I don't know, 20 in one go? Is that going to make people go, oh my God, right, let's make fucking noise about this? What's it going to take? Because I've seen, and I'm sure loads of other people have seen, horrific things, but it still hasn't prompted them to go, right, I'm going to sign a petition that takes 30 seconds, or I'm going to buy a bleed control kit. So if somebody on my street gets either run over, stabbed, shot, at least I can say, I've saved a life here, right? Anything.
Because it means accepting responsibility.
And it's true saying that, because what I see in all the comments is blame. Nothing about, right, we're all part of this. We're all part of this. And we need to protect kids. The other thing I was thinking, right, now, it's law for kids to go to school. But hang on, why are they not protected on their way to school?
This is the other thing.
Yeah.
Like, most of this is happening in, like, school, after school hours, or even before school. I've noticed that there's been incidences. So how can every parent of that school be okay with this shit?
This is
what I don't understand.
Yes, that's exactly right.
I don't get it.
Recently, right, we had the video of the boy in school uniform. It's an altercation. He whips out a knife out of his bag, out of school uniform, right? So he must probably had that in school, and he's stabbing someone up in front of school kids at school time, right? Who's protecting those kids? It shouldn't be allowed that they're forcing them to go to school. Parents get in trouble if you don't send them to school, but there's nothing in place in that school, outside that school, at the shops near the school. And if they think increasing stop and search is helping things, I am so angry about it all. I'm sick and tired of it, right?
It's too much.
And this is what I mean. What I keep thinking is, how do we get attention? The attention that we need, right? We need to be up in front of Sadiq, Boris, right? We need that emergency meeting so we can force them to make changes in the law, right? But nobody's supporting even sharing our posts, or
not even just that, even signing a flipping petition.
Yeah. Now that right, I took the time out because of what we discussed, all the communities involved, everybody who's, you know, put in input about what would save lives right now, right? So that is all in that petition. I put it out there. We have 278 signatures. We need 278,000, right? That's what we need. And it takes 30 seconds.
I know.
I'm just going to read some of the messages. Who have we got up there? I know I saw Ryan before. He said about the communities working together. Now, we've got some people working together. He's saying communicate in the community, the parents, the youth workers, teachers, neighbours, council, police. Right, that's all well and good. If the people that you're reaching out to, right, are into that, they may say they are. I know in my area, right, the schools don't want to know, right? And an example is I'm part of this parent carer champions, right, in Southwark. They trained me up. We speak to other parents. We give them advice, direct them to services in the area, right? But the schools, we were signed up with 5 schools. right? So we did the training. They were meant to have us in. They were going to do like coffee mornings to arrange, because they've got access to the parents, right? Nothing. Them 5 schools did nothing. One of them is my daughter's school, right? Another school, who were nothing to do with the 5 signed up schools, the headmaster, he's just on it. He knows this needs to happen. He knows that, you know, parents need support. They need help, right? Carers, people in the community, right? And they've organised loads for us to go and speak to other parents. We've done the Zoom things. We've done it in the school, right? They're setting up for this year as well, setting us up with a primary school. But in general, the schools don't want to know, right? But yet we're sending our children there because it's law, right? What are they doing to like protect our kids? And taking no responsibility. There's the odd decent teacher within schools, you know, but in general, it's more like, oh, it doesn't happen here. We haven't got a problem with knife crime or anything like that.
I told you, if it's not written, it didn't happen, mate. That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's how everyone's operating.
Mm-hmm. We've got Jinka Bell's written us a message saying, I'll give 10 hours to the cause in creating a marketing campaign for you. Yay!
Oh, yeah, thank you.
We're going to take you up on that, Jinka Bell, yeah? Because that's what we need. Like, it is marketing. You know, like we can, you know, come up with these solutions. And they're not just what we've come up with. These are what loads of people across the UK, we've been doing this solidly for a year. Some weeks, 4 and 5 times, right? And we had a lot of interest. We had a lot of people passing through, right? But now it's about building.
But where are you now, though? But where are they now?
Exactly. Right, there is a handful, right, who are amazing, who have been writing to their MPs, right? Now, what we've discovered there, waste of time, right? Either they don't write back. The ones that write back will tell you a whole heap of bullshit. They'll tell you they're doing this, they're doing that, they're doing nothing, right? That is the reality of it. I mean, to be honest, the whole setup of the government is a complete, absolute joke, except it's not funny. This is people's lives. They need to just get rid of it all, start again with actual people with integrity, people who care, and people who aren't liars.
There you go. But are we going to find that? Are we really going to get that, sweet?
I'm praying for it. Same as the police. Like, I mean, we put the idea about the patrols, the community and the police, right? I built up, you know, the confidence to go on to Mopac, say it all to them, right? That we don't trust the police. That we don't need more stop and searches. What we need is patrols that are part police and part community. So they oversee what the police are doing, and the police can try and build up the trust again, because nobody trusts them. And look, more and more stories coming out. More and more, like, how many more? And then they're giving them more power for the stop and search. No reasons anymore. They don't even need to give a reason.
Wasn't the most recent one the young girl was autistic?
Oh yeah, and they don't care, right? And that's what I'm seeing everywhere. So the government don't care, the police don't care, until they get caught out, and even then, they just wait for it to just die down a bit, and then they're at it again.
What's worse, sweetly, is that parents don't care.
There's what I'm finding, right? So there's parents that care, right? And I thought it was because they didn't know what to do, right? But we're giving them this is what you can do, right? And they're still not really getting on board with that.
This is something that shouldn't be incentivized. This is something that shouldn't be of a second thought. This isn't something that you just look at and turn away from. This is like the future of our young people and our country.
Yeah, like, if it carries on like how it is, there's not going to be many left. If it carries on at this rate, I mean, like, it's not just the youth, right? We specifically are prioritising the youth, right? They are the future, right? They need to be protected. Now, I I spoke to a young person a couple of months ago, and I was talking to him about what we do, and and he looked at me and he said, no one cares about us. And he said, to be honest, he goes, you're the first person who actually seems to care. And I was like, what? And I thought, is that what young people think? Because really, we're
Yeah, they
just putting
do.
them out there to fend for themselves against knives, for gang things, all the violence, no protection in place, social media just making it all worse and adding and fueling the whole thing. And there's no clamp down on that either. And then the other thing I saw, I don't know if you saw my post recently that Roadworks Media did, who are doing amazing work in Southwark, right? Working with the youth offending team. And they actually bring them on board, the youth offenders, and they, do script writing with them, and they do the lighting and teach them, how to be a filmmaker, so they can get out there and get themselves, a good job and stuff and work for themselves. But he'd done a video that I watched, and they're talking to young people and they're saying, what would make things better, a youth club. And the young guy's gone, said, I don't know about a youth club. He said, we need help out here. And that really resonated with me, because they do. They need help. They need protection. They need that nurturing, that it's frightening.
Some of them,
out here.
a lot of them don't even have basic life skills, as we've spoken about before, and it's like they do feel isolated. They do feel like no one gives a shit. They feel like everyone's in their life just to use them or make money off them, especially with like social care situations and things like that. They do feel like no one gives a fuck. They do feel like they're on their own. But do you blame them? Like, literally, they could walk outside their door on their way to school and get stabbed. Do you blame them?
Yeah. No. And this is the thing, there's another question that I would want to put out there, right? What can be done to make young people feel safe? To make them not feel like they need to carry something.
Yeah, and I think the only way that's going to happen, sweet, is if parents start coming together. Parents and teachers, start coming together, because how is that even safe for teachers as well? They don't even have control over the kids half the time because they're not allowed.
No.
So it's like, come on, like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys need to start really supporting this.
No, because the thing is, we're powerful together. If there's enough of us pushing, then, we'll get that attention that we need. It's the noise. We need to be making noise. And what I'm seeing is there's no noise being made. There's absolutely no noise being made.
But, and also I feel like, again, as we've said before, we need more men to stand up. Like, we actually need you guys to take care of your children, innit? Like, we need you guys to guide them through right and wrong and keep them alive. Like, all right, you might not have the most money in the world, but teaching your child life skills and keeping them safe, like, they'll, you know what I mean? They need that shit. You brought them in the world, so it's your responsibility to teach them too.
I'm going to take a message from Marley. He says, parenting has to be a main focus for many reasons, as most do not know there was a ploy by the government to take parenting away from parents, as our youth were disciplined and there was a code on the street, which is so true, because it was like, you can't do anything. Like, I mean, no matter what kids were doing back in the day, it was, right, okay, take away their phone. This is, and it's no, deterrent, is it? And then also the glamorization of the street culture, which is everywhere. The radios, the TV, the films being made. And I mean, Crip95, right, he made a very good point about actors, right? Where are the actors, the big actors, standing up and speaking out? He's saying they're not at any rallies, same as the rappers. Where are they? Where are any of the celebrities? They come out for photo opportunities and they might say they're about, you know, anti-knife crime, but the proof is in the doing, isn't it? And I don't see
Exactly.
anyone doing.
I agree. I agree with you. Even up to Parliament, you know, like, really? Are you serious? Like,
Mm.
are you actually serious?
Yeah,
It's
jingle
like,
bell. Oh, go on, babe.
I was just gonna say, like, it's just so disheartening. Like, it feels like everything I've been fighting for has been meaningless. Like, that's how it feels some days, as someone
Yeah,
who's been doing this for so long, and it takes a lot of strength
yeah,
to fight
it really
for the good.
does.
For
Mm-hmm.
the good fight, it takes strength, it takes
Yeah,
endurance, it takes mental agility, it
yeah.
takes compassion, it takes understanding, it takes time, it takes, you know, all of that willpower to not turn your heart and give up. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I do. It does take a lot of determination because we're up against it in the first place. But it's like for many years, I was just under the impression, you know, like people just they don't know what to do, and yeah, we might need a bit of awareness because it might, shock some people. But the more I've realised, look, we're passing on fear. Fear makes people freeze, and maybe not do things. But it's time for action. We said this, didn't we? 2022 we have to do, right? If we continue just the same patterns, just keep sharing the thing, keep blaming someone else. I mean, the recent one was the young boy who was chased down in Birmingham. Was he 13? And his killer got 6.5 years. I mean, everybody's posting that up. They're all talking about injustices and stuff, but no one's doing. If you're that angry and they're so, stand up,
Do
make
something.
noise. Don't keep blaming, it's, oh, you can't rely on the government. We know that, right? But it's going to take us coming together. And we can't, we keep saying it, we keep putting it out there into the universe. But it's time, we have to, and we have to do different. Now, Jinka Bell was saying the powers won't listen until you have an army behind you. Yeah, exactly right. Target
No.
the youth, programs with a campaign backed with support, and you're more likely to gain more support. Right, well, we are going down those avenues. We're getting there. We do have our podcast as well up on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. So we'd appreciate anyone sharing those, have a listen to what we've spoken about in the past, because we don't just speak about knife crime, shootings, serious youth violence. We speak about other things, like child murdering, paedophiles as well. Like, we touch on every subject that affects the youth and children. All right, we're specifically looking at solutions to keep the youth alive, and they need us. People can't just keep burying their heads. This is the youth, this is the future, and we can't keep letting these cycles keep going. We are powerful together. We can make changes. We keep saying this, but it's about doing. So whoever's listening, whoever's on board, promote what we're doing. Push the incentives. Tell a friend, tell more friends, go to the school, go, in your neighborhood, right? This is about the lives of our children. They're worth everything. And we can't personally understand why it's so hard to get people involved. And we're praying that people do start getting involved. Right, Jinka Bell's got another message here. It says, take time to prove what you're doing is working and your bandwagon will grow.
I ain't
Right.
got to prove shit. The street so is what's proving why we need to be
That's what I
doing this. Like,
mean. Yeah,
sorry, I appreciate the message, but I'm not sitting here to please anybody. Yeah, what I'm doing is the right thing to do. I
yeah,
don't need no money from anybody. I don't need nothing from anybody. What I need is people to start waking up and realizing this is serious. Get on it. This is your
yeah,
children's lives. Like, I shouldn't have to incentivize parents to
yeah.
care if their child's coming home alive.
Yeah, it's how you feel like as a parent. Because when I've reached out and spoken to parents on the Parent Carer Champion thing, like I say to them, do you feel safe when your child leaves the house? And they all say no. Like,
but do nothing.
that doesn't make any sense, right? We've literally over this year where we, you know, like it's been a work in progress, what we've been doing, getting to what the actual solutions are, then pushing those as an incentive, making them as easy as possible for people to get involved, right? So there's no reasons why, because it's so simple for people. 30 seconds of a petition, making 30 seconds of noise, right? But it's seeing that vision that if we all do that, that's proving that we're not standing for this.
Exactly.
Right, we've got K8 Sally says, if only the attitude towards knives was the same as the attitude towards disrespecting someone's mum. To insult someone's mum is a taboo and disrespectful, but to stab someone is not.
I understand what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, when someone says, "Oh, your mum this or your mum that,"
Yeah, someone goes ballistic. Yeah, but it's
ballistic,
like,
but yeah, exactly. It's not it's not. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
recognized more than
yeah,
someone pulling out a knife. Oh, you
yeah,
disrespecting my mum, so I'm gonna have to stab you.
yeah. But this is again the whole street culture that's being pushed and glamorized everywhere we look. Every like record, you know, like. I mean, I'm up against it in the music scene with the
But
music that
this
I
is the
push.
other thing. Like, we've both promoted and supported artists, or I've done it probably now for what, 5 years, 6 years?
Mm-hmm.
What you got
Yeah.
for it, sweet? Apart from sometimes maybe a thank you.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Are you having a laugh? Are you taking the piss?
I know. But we do it because we love it, you know. But the thing is, right, so I've been doing the music a long time, right? But it's come to the point where the youth and the death of the youth takes priority to any of the music that I'm doing, any of my radio shows, right? Because this is young people's lives. This is, you know, my kids, my grandkids, my friends' family, you know, but, you know, the community's family. This is way more urgent and important than me, I don't know, doing artist interviews. I haven't done any for ages because my priority right now is we have to get something in place. So we're working on the bleed control campaign, right? Which what I said was that's just like a band-aid, just so that there's stuff in place. So if anyone is shot, stabbed, run over, they could literally be kept alive and still be here, right? So that we need that everywhere. You know, we've got, it seems to be mainly bereaved family members that are pushing this campaign. London, I'm up against it still. I am still waiting, and I've not just been silently waiting, right? I've been trying all avenues to get the permission to put the Peckham cabinet up. In the meantime, I've managed to get permission to put the one for Camberwell in, which is just down the road. I've got loads in the pipeline, but they're just like a blip in an ocean, right? In London. It's going to take everybody getting involved. Like, even if it's just in their own street or they buy one between their neighbours for the local shops, right? And that needs to happen ASAP because there's loads of other shit that needs to happen, which is the metal detectors. I mean, I'd put on the petition just to do in schools. But from what I'm looking at, we need it everywhere. Hostels, youth centre, you know, anywhere where the youth are, anywhere, any public building. It's like, it's coming like, you know, like the Westerns years ago. So it's just like, yeah, like everyone's got knives and it's just the norm. Like, I mean, the youth are
It's just
looking at the
barbaric.
adults. Yeah,
It's
and the
barbaric.
adults. Yeah, you've got adults on. I saw a clip the other day and I thought, bloody hell, it was the police that had put this up. And it's a guy hacking someone up on the tube.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Like, there should be metal detectors going into tubes and trains. Because once you're on one of them trains, you are vulnerable. How are you
Yeah, I
getting
won't
off?
do
How
it.
are you?
I won't do it. You're mad. No. I feel so sorry for people that actually have to pay
Have
to
to
go
do?
on a train.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Trains.
bullshit.
Yeah. And we were quite
But so
lucky.
just to
Oh, go on.
touch on what you said about the music, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if you find this, but I'm finding it hard to support people because what they're talking about.
Well, I'm particular about who I support. I listen before I kind of take a featured artist on. I am there's certain things I'm looking for, and if they haven't got that, then I will usually suggest that they send me some other track. Have they got anything else that I
Yeah,
can push? So, but initially when I first started, because I wasn't really aware of what exactly was going on. I just got into the music scene, and I was pushing things that I wouldn't be pushing now. Definitely not,
yeah.
because
And I
I
think
don't
that
mind.
kind of
Yeah, go on.
that I was gonna say that's like young people's role models, man. I'm not
Yeah,
saying like, and I love music, and I actually drill's one of my favorite genres. Like I love it because just the talent that you can find on it, and you know the dramaticness of the beats and what it can really bring out in people's ability of making good music. But it's like I appreciate everyone has a story, but glamorizing and you know threatening and just being completely hostile on these tracks to the point where you're brainwashing young kids, it's not
yeah.
cool.
And it follows on that the problem with drill is what they're speaking about is actual murders that have taken place.
Safe, right?
Speaking about somebody who has just died, like, yeah, well, I've got, I actually know somebody who was murdered, and then lots of tracks were brought out all about, they were happy to make his mum cry. They've been pissing on his grave. They've got his weed that they stole off. Like, it's sickening. Like, it's sickening enough that he was murdered and the way that he was murdered, as a young child, and then all of that just continues the cycle of retaliation, because that we're getting so much of that through social media, through the drill tracks. I mean, admittedly, a lot are getting nicked because of the lyrics and them putting themselves at certain places, certain times, and they can't get out of that. So in one way, they're kind of, yeah, snitching on themselves, what they're doing.
I know, how stupid. I don't get it.
But it's all part of that, yeah, and the scoreboard
Glamorizing it.
thing.
Yeah, look at me. Yeah, and yeah, we
Because
spoke about
what I
that. Yeah.
noticed as well, there was an artist, there's me saying like I'm particular and stuff, but recently an artist that I support, um, I played a track, and then partway through it, he was talking about bodies and scores and how you lose bodies, but hang on, more get but he was talking on the scoreboard thing. So whether or not he's still involved in that or he still lives that, but that's an actual thing, and that's been going on for a long time, and that's all glamorized as well,
Yeah.
depending on where you stab someone and how you stab them gives you X amount of points for your gang. But that's another thing we talked about, the gang truce. That needs to happen. Well, there was the MP who said she was, started that, but I haven't heard a thing. That was
Hmm.
last year. I'm going to take a few more messages. We've got Marley that says all the celebs get pushed into just ticking boxes. Yep, they do. They say monkey see, monkey do. If all you're seeing is violence, then the soft brain child will become accustomed to the violence. We need our youth to see the positive that other youth do. Yep. Who else we got? NJ hosts there as well. Big up to everyone who's locked in. He says, sorry, ladies, got to go to work. Look forward to talking to you both soon. Stay blessed. Enough love to you, Marley, if you're already gone. NJ host says, keep going, keep making noise. We need you to make noise with us. This is the other thing, because this is what I find, right? So the bereaved parents, nans, granddads that I see out there, doing amazing stuff, they need people to join them. Not like, oh, I'm proud of what you do. Like, they need you on board. If anything, pushing past them and taking the lead. I mean, I just can't fathom, like, how hard it must be to have lost your child, lost your family member, and then you're pushing, to try and make change and do, I can't even imagine the pain every day for the rest of their lives, like, and then having on top the concern for others not having to go through that. That's what drives them. But I don't, why people who haven't lost, you know, I keep saying this, don't wait till it's someone that you know. Because the odds are it's going to affect everybody if it hasn't already.
Yeah.
NJ Host is saying, don't feel deflated, you've got this. Look at the progress so far. I mean, we know we're progressing, right? We're pushing. We couldn't give it any more than what we've been giving it, right? Because we're determined and we know that we have to speak out about it. We know that things have to change, but we're trying to involve everyone to help us to do that, because we can't do it on our own. It's impossible. We can't do that on our own. Massive shout out to J Tune Beats as well. Enough love to you. DJ Paleface says, mate, it's very peak. My son is 18 and worry regular about his well-being. Yeah, because the thing is all of this, I mean, it's going to affect their mental health. It's got to be scary. I couldn't even imagine having to be a youth right now. What that must be like. I was able to play 40-40, knock down ginger, you know, like, that's not even like, everything's just changed so much. It's like, even the way kids communicate, it's all phone. Everything's on the phone. You know, people aren't really going to people's houses. They tend to communicate at home on the phone. But then you can't blame them as well, because it's dangerous out there.
Yeah, but everything's kind of been programmed towards that though, sweetly. It's like desensitizing of the human race is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just crazy. COVID ripped a lot of families apart. It ripped a lot of people's ambitions, jobs, schooling, everything, you know, and that's a trauma in itself. And then on top of that, you know, even just look at what's going on in Ukraine. Like, imagine being a young person and seeing that, or even going through that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
It's crazy, everything that is going on. Like, when I look around and I see, it's like, what the hell? Like,
just bare negative energy.
Yeah. And then what's going on, like, with the government? Like, they don't care. And what, like, realistic, what are we going to do about it? Because something actually does need to be done. I'm quite gutted, because I did get myself onto a TV series that's coming out quite soon, but I got picked to go on it. And it was about, but I couldn't take it because I had to sign up to stay away for 4 weeks. I could put it this way, it would have been a struggle to do 5 days, like, because that was the minimum initially, but because of COVID, I wasn't allowed to come back and forth. But it was specifically to do with politics, and can you do a better job than what they're doing? And I said, yes, I can. But I'm pissed because I wanted to be on there saying all this stuff, whether or not, I mean, the series is starting, I think it finishes the end of the month, the filming for it. So we'll see, but they've put me down for series 2. So
babes, do it. What can we do to help you? What can I do to help you? What do you need?
Yeah, well, no, it's like I said, it would have been my kid. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a single parent. Like, I've got no help. Like, literally, like, 5 days to try and get people involved to just, yeah. And because my daughter's, like, she's unwell, and, I have to do a lot of stuff. And, initially the TV people said, yeah, you can go back and forth. So I said, yeah, that would be fine. But then when it came down to it, because of COVID, everyone has to stay in the hotel for a month, or until you get kicked off.
Even still, no.
Yeah, because initially, before I did the last lot of audition, they said I could go back and forth, because that was the only reason why I did the auditions. And then towards the end, they said, like, oh my God, like, we want you on there. And I said, well, how frequent can I come back? And they said, oh no, it's changed because of COVID. So I was like, but I keep thinking, obviously, it's not meant to be, you know, second series, maybe, you know what I mean? So see how that goes. But it's called, it's going to be called Elect Me.
What?
So
No, you have to go.
I can't. I can't. I had to sign a contract to go for a month.
Ugh.
Can't. That's impossible for me. Like that would, even 5 days, you know, when I asked round, 5 days, you know, like, yeah. So, yeah, so that was a bit of, you know, because I was quite excited because I thought, yeah, I can go on there. And so now I'm thinking, what else we can do to get attention? We have to get that. So we put it on the government. We put, you know, and I just don't know. I'm trying to get close to them, you know, like I know when Sadiq Khan's going, I think in June, I've been invited to something. He's going to be there. But it's like I want to open my mouth and just,
I know, it's so annoying, isn't it?
yeah. And when you can't get to them, or you email, you just get blankety blank. I'm sick of it. My MP got back to me 2 weeks ago from last September and said,
I
yeah,
remember that.
yeah, I only just got a reply. And all it said was, oh, hi, hello. If you're still going, if you still need my assistance, please email me. And I thought, but hang on, if I email again, is that another 8 months?
So
So, yeah.
bad.
So that now I would say writing to MPs, trying to get them on board for what we need to do, forget that. They're not on it. I suppose you might find the odd one who needs our help to do whatever they need, who might stand up and say something, but they're not interested. They only seem to be, what I'm noticing as well, it's like they're very like pretenseful in front, you know, like they'll stand with bereaved parents and family members saying that they care, but they don't do anything. It's like photo opportunities just to say, oh right, yeah, you know, we're here supporting this person who's lost, you know, but it'd be better that they did something.
Not enough action.
There's
Not enough
there's
people
no
caring.
action except
Not
what,
enough people. Not enough people waking up in the morning. Do you know what I mean? Caring about what's gonna happen to their child. I'm sorry, but
yeah,
like, guys, it's not cool. We can't rely on the police. We can't rely on the government. We've got each other. So what? Are we
yeah,
just gonna turn a blind eye? I'm not even a parent.
yeah. This is what I mean. What is it going to take, right? So no amount of awful murder being shown to somebody on Facebook, Instagram, right? None of that is going to make people do it because it hasn't so far. There's been nothing, right? So I don't see the point. Why don't those people that are posting, this is another thing on Facebook, right? So I post stuff out there, I get blanks, or I get, I've got platforms that just decline my posts and they're anti-knife crime. Or I
I've heard a
get
lot of that happening.
people sharing my stuff into my own group. Like they know if they share it somewhere else, it's just going to get ignored. Like, and this, all we're doing is solutions, what people can do now. And when you put them in the knife crime groups, they will give you problems about, you know, but hang on, there's a solution, jump on it. Have you got time to discuss it? Why all this energy thrown into just, oh, look at this horrific thing. Look, oh, read this awful article.
Because
Like,
people got nothing better to do, babes. It
yeah,
takes less time to sign a petition. Do you
yeah,
know what I mean? You ain't gonna get likes on your post for signing a petition, are you?
yeah,
Vanity. Vanity is the root of evil, you know.
yeah. And that's
It's
what I'm
all
seeing
vanity,
is
it's
going
all
on.
glory.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's all glory. Like you're like, nah, come on. Someone's losing their life, fighting for their life, and you just want to worry about spreading the news rather than making a solution. Shame on
yeah,
you.
yeah. And the thing is, right, so years ago, I don't think that I didn't see personally solutions put out there, right, like what we're doing, right? Because along the way, these are solutions, they're tried and tested, like the gang truce that worked in Scotland. The government know here that it would work. they're not doing it because they don't care, right? The public health approach, they got the law for that 2 or so years ago. They're claiming that they've just started doing that recently. It takes 10 fucking years to work, right? So we haven't got 10 years. It's a now thing. So what we want from people, we need ideas for attention, right? I like the marketing campaign thing, so I'm definitely going to chase up Jinkerbell on that, right? We definitely
bless
need a
him.
marketing
That's so
campaign,
kind.
right? Definitely. We need to get it out there. So, because in general, so majority of people not interested, don't care, well, it looks that way. But then there's other people who are genuine, who, like I said, we've got a handful who definitely care. They'll do anything in their power to do something, right? Whether it's signing a petition, whether it's telling other people, getting
No,
involved in
sweet.
stuff.
There's only 3 people I can give that praise to and that respect to, and that's Mandy from Peace and Love, you and 9-5. That's it. No one else.
Well, my list is a little bit bigger, but not much. Because we've got some beautiful people on board, right? They might not even be in London, right? Because I've got across the UK, these are, you know, some people that have come on in the last year, some people that I've known for more years, and they support what we do, you know, but they haven't got big platforms. They haven't. And this is the other thing. We need, like, people power. So celebrity, people with big followings, share something of ours. That's all we ask. And it's not like we don't push it to them. It's not like we, you know, I find that you say to them that you either get a blank, nothing, or it will be like they want to change whatever it is that you're suggesting, rather than just push what you're doing. That's
because
what
everyone
I
wants a
found.
piece of the pie. Everyone wants to have a claim to fame.
Yeah.
I don't need nothing from no one.
No, I
For
don't want a
real. Like,
thing.
I just need
I
people
want
to be
nothing.
responsible for making better choices. Be responsible for helping the young people, because they can't make decisions for themselves.
No.
They can't.
No.
It's obvious they can't. Like, be responsible adults, man. You know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And this is the thing, the youth need protecting.
Yeah.
And if we don't do it, who is going to do it? Like, I want nothing more than things to change. I don't care who gets on the TV about it. I don't care who's in the newspapers about it, right? I don't care who's out there getting the promotion of it, right? As long as it happens. I'm happy if it happens. I want that to happen. It has to happen. You know, I feel just like times are ticking. And the more, you know, like we get diverted onto, you know, like, oh yeah, let's get some youth clubs. That's all well and good, right? All that is happening. That's something I can say, definitely, right? So the mayor has put lots of money. There's loads of good incentives going on, loads of like building works, community hubs come in, brilliant incentives, you know, like fathers groups, right? There's loads, right? Even the parent championing, right? So all that's going on. But what isn't in place is their safety. Getting there, getting home, going for food, going to a party, meeting up with their friends, going to the park. None of that. There's no safety put in anywhere for them. There's nothing. And that is that I would say is the urgency, to keep them safe so they can go to these events, so they can go to these youth clubs. And then the other thing, we need to make sure that they're not getting ambushed in these places. It's got to be so scary for the youth.
Yeah, of course they're scared. I see them all the time scared. They don't admit it, but they are, all of them, no matter how big you think you are.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how big is a young man and how many people you got. Like, I've noticed a lot of them is, yeah, my friend this, my friend that, my boy won't let this happen to me, da 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 da. But then they're in situations where they ain't got no one around them to help them.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a case of life and death.
Mm-hmm. And it is.
Where's your boys now?
Mm-hmm. Now, I know we've had a lot of different laws coming in and stuff, but I'm not convinced of any of it. Like, they put this stuff through that they know is not the solution. All these, you know, like, I know, the sale of knives and stuff. They need to go for the fucking manufacturers. They need to go for the the huge companies, the car companies that are making these weapons? How
How
are all
many
these
coming from
guns
customs?
getting
You know?
into our communities? They're not coming from the people who are getting stopped and searched. There's a lot to be done, right? But there's so much to be done. But we're calling out for real ones, people who want to step up and get involved. Even if you just want to push what we're doing, even if you don't want to be vocal, and you know, but we're doing this because we can't not do it. We're doing it because we know if we don't, things are going to just stay the same. There isn't going to be a change. Unless, I mean, who's bringing that? We know what the solutions are. We genuinely know what they are. We haven't just, you know, imagined them up out of thin air. They're known, they're proven. We know that they'll work, but it's getting them implemented. And not falling for all this waffle, you know, from the mayor and the government. I'm going to read a couple more messages as well. I've got DJ Paleface. He says, and the music, unfortunately, it's fashion. Kids will do things to be popular. They rap the same flow, same beats. Shout out. Oh, I didn't see Tamin's Legacy. How are you? How are you? Still locked in. Shout out to Elskin. Elskin says, even in the space of 7 years when I was younger, like 10 to 13 years, it's a joke. DJ Paleface says, it's crazy, but I think it's human nature. There's never been a time without war, unfortunately. Ituki was saying blessings to you, Crystalla, and me. How was sending her love. DJ Paleface says, there's things in place starting which is community-based. There's a lot. I'm very impressed with the money that's being put in, like, into all these brilliant incentives, but the thing is they need to keep them going, because a lot of the time, like, there's things that went on 5 years ago I saw recently, amazing, you know, getting people into work, the youth, and giving them loads of skills, and then the funding runs out, and then
Well,
there's
the problem
nothing.
is they're given too much choice. If a young person ain't in school, mate, and you don't want to go to work, you better get up and do some voluntary work. Get up and do some community service.
Yeah.
There's no, like, give them community service. If they don't want to go to education, they don't want to work, give them community service.
Yes. Yeah. Get them active, doing something. But yeah, it's just, you know, even the metal detecting incentive that Sadiq Khan, he brought that out 4 years ago, telling everyone it's emergency, you know, urging schools, please get these free wands, right? They did 12 schools in North London, no more. Why did that stop? I presume funding again, but this is, I mean, that's on the petition. We're demanding that they start that back up again. Every school should have them. Every single school, without fail, all need to have them. I mean, why did they stop that initiative? It's not like things have got better. It's got worse.
It's got worse.
Yeah, definitely got worse. Shout out to Proud and Gifted as well. Tamin Legacy saying very true. DB the Truth says, that's right, the power is with the people. Now, it definitely is, right? It's a fact, right? We can, coming in unity, we are capable of doing anything, right? The system that we're in, that's been set up, right? Everything is the way that it's been designed to be. It is a fact. It was set up to be changed and altered. People don't know this. I read this somewhere. And it is designed to be altered, right? And we're able to do that, but we have to work together to do that. And I mean, if people don't want to do it, then just be honest and say we don't care. But people aren't doing that. They say they care, but we give them solutions. They're not doing it. And that's not everybody. You know, we've got a few people on board who are doing it.
Yeah, speaking of which, I've got to go to work and go and look after some young people.
Yeah. Well, it's been good to catch up today as well.
I know, I'm
to
so
see your
proud of
beautiful
her.
face.
And yours too, babes. I'm so proud of us. And
Yeah.
that's what I mean. No one can say nothing because we don't come on here and just chat a bunch of shit. We're active with the young people. We're active with trying to make change. We're active with reaching out to organizations. Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't. Just
Yeah.
don't. Like, do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What we're doing is real and what we're doing is from the heart.
Yep. Because we care. You know what I mean? We actually do care.
It's not right. It's just not right. It's not right.
No. And the more people that you say wake up to this, speak out, speak up,
Exactly.
and that's what it's going to take. People to do that, and not just leaving it to bereaved parents and family members and community members. It's horrifying to think, after what they've already been through, to then have to be pushing this because they don't want other families to feel it. Now, there's a message from DJ Paleface. It says there's been gang truces, but that more time done by people within the gangs. Yep, but they've never done one here. There's never been a proper gang truce like they did in Scotland. Right, so that's something, if I ever get up in front of anyone, any person that can do anything, then that's what I'll be saying. Like that, for starters. Well, why are they not doing that?
And
Because,
customs, we need to tackle customs.
yeah, exactly. Even the Royal Mail, the things they're delivering. Like, Hal was saying, really, although I know that the government, us as the people, parents, we aren't really supportive. I don't know how much we need to face until we come together. Yeah. And that is, a lady that's lost her son. He was stabbed
Oh,
in his
God
school
bless you.
uniform after school.
Oh,
Yeah, no. And I mean, Hal was another one. She's doing amazing work out there. But it shouldn't be left to fall on her shoulders. Like
no.
the community that she's in, yes, they support her, but what we need is people who, push so that she can actually take time for herself and
And
deal with what she...
process.
Yeah. But what I'm finding is that seems to be the case out here. And anyone else that's not, lost someone, family member or, it's like, I don't know, as if they don't need to support us because of that fact. Do you know what I mean? But we're not happy to be waiting. And we can see what's happening to our communities and people that we know. And the youth that we know. And the future and the present that they have.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's sad.
we had the fun fair incident when all the kids were going mad.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we had that, and we had there was acid being thrown around. There was kids from the nursery. This is the other thing. Lots of things happening, right? Daytime, school times, kids around, nursery kids around, outside nurseries, right? No, the people doing what they're doing, there's no consideration for what's around. There's no forethought, right? No, oh my God, there's kids in uniform, there's young kids. And that's the scary thing. And that's why something has to be put in place. Something has to be, because how can this just be left like this? But it's going to take people making noise up about it.
Well, it's just sad that we just, trauma just keeps being bred, breeding trauma, rather than healing.
Yeah.
And saying that, I need to go and take care of some beautiful young people.
Okay, my darling. All right.
And I'm
Thank
so
you for
proud of
joining
you.
us. All
You're
right, my
welcome.
darling.
Thank
I'm just
you,
going to
everyone.
do a quick finish up. All right.
All
Okay,
right,
but thank
beautiful.
you. Have
Proud
a
of
wonderful
you.
day. All right.
You
All right.
too. Bye,
Love,
darling.
my
Bye,
darling.
guys.
Bye. Bye, babe. Oh, thank you for joining us, Crystalla. And big up to everyone, all right, who's locked in today, all right? Thank you for all your input. Sorry if I took a bit long to get to your messages and that. Right, I'm seeing my daughter. I don't know if you're still on there, Laws, saying that there was another stabbing in Woolwich yesterday. Now, yeah, I'd seen that, right? So as far as I read, there was 4 people involved. Again, there's I mean, it's everywhere, but I mean, Woolwich, yes. They haven't, I don't think they've got a bleed control cabinet yet, right? I know it's in process. So I'm hoping that's either happening soon, but they need that, right? They need at least 3 or 4 bleed control cabinets. They need loads of the kits. Howard's saying, hey ladies, I'm so proud of you guys. Oh, bless you, Howard, if you're still on. All right, my darling. We're really, really proud of you too. Okay. Open Matt London. Unfortunately, there is too much money to be made by rich, powerful people, often within government and the black market. But yes, this is what we're saying. It's all about money, right? The knife crime, the deaths, right? It sells. It's making money. That the record labels are pushing that narrative. We've got radio stations pushing that narrative. The street culture, right? That's what we're up against. But it's not right. We need to do something about it, right? So just contact her. If there's any, any way you think we can push this more, get the attention that we need, get the action that we need. This is 2022. I don't want to get to the end of this year, right? And we haven't got that attention and we haven't made changes. Now, just for anyone who, right, I'm going to read Laws's messages actually. It says, there's so much activities for youth nowadays, though. It's the lack of interest, more time. They want to trap and be roadmen even when they come from good family homes. Yep, and that's the street culture. Like I said, that's advertised everywhere. It's all in appearance thing, whatever seems and it looks cool. Howard says it's the unity, solidarity, the number. We can do it. I feel so let down with the people than the government. We are the ones who are losing our kids, not them. Exactly, right? But more time, people are shouting and screaming up, oh, but it's the government's job, or it's the thingy like, right? They don't care. They try and make out they care. They don't care, right? But it really upsets me too, Howard, all right? What, the parents not standing up, not saying anything. We know it's difficult to stand up, make that noise, right? But you'll feel good once you've made that noise. You will feel good because you're doing something. You're trying to make action, right? And the more of us that do that, the better, all right? We have to all come together and make noise. People who care, right? Who don't want it to stay the same. Now, my daughter says, gang truce will have the roads clear of trouble, but maybe too boring of a thought for them to care about doing. Yeah. But somebody's got to organise that. Laws says they won't have nothing else to do or chat about in their music. True. Shout out to Dion. Big up Street Takeover Radio. My family right there. Gift of Manhood, big up to you if you're still there. Now, if anybody wants to come up on the live, I don't mind doing another, having another chat with someone. Anyone want to come up? If you've got anything to say, any suggestions? But what I was going to say, right, so our bleed control campaign, right, we still need that pushed. We want people to get involved in this. Get involved in your own town, your own city, your own street, right? £96 to save a life, all right? You can club together with your neighbours, your friends, but they will literally keep somebody alive who has been stabbed, who has been shot, been run over, even a workplace accident. Right, I'm going to take my daughter's request, all right? Let's go. Big up. Let me know who else is on here as well. Let me just add Laws up. But yeah, it's about making noise now. We have to make that noise. Hey, you're right, Laws.
I'm driving now. You're right.
Yeah. Right, we've got Gift of Manhood as well. He says, would love to see how we connect it with My Life Matters, teaching kids first aid. Yep. Well, what we do training in the community. And we literally teach young people, teach people in the community how to save lives, how to stop catastrophic bleeding. The bleed control kits that we are promoting with our nationwide campaign are the only kit that can be registered with the London Ambulance Service and all the ambulance services across the whole of the UK. They're the only kit that is approved by the ambulance service, the same standard. And what we do, so we get the bleed control kits out and the cabinets, but London have got hardly any. Which is shocking. I've been fighting for the last 2 years trying to raise funds. We want everybody involved in this, but they will save lives. Bless you, gift of manhood. He says, keep up the good work, my sis. Big up to you too. You are doing amazing work also. I don't know if you want to come up on the live as well. Right, so yeah, so what have you got to say, Lords, about what we've been discussing today then?
Well, from what I dabbed into, you lot was chatting about the gang truth and the idea of, so the idea of a gang truth, obviously I said what I had to say about what I thought about it.
Oh yeah, yes.
But I'm just concerned that, you know, it could go one of two ways. Yeah, it can be successful, but then at the same time, you know, there will
Yeah, no,
always
but
be
we know it
somewhat of a
works.
trouble somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but we know it works.
Yeah.
So it's worked in Scotland. So yeah, you don't need to worry about that.
No, but then
We
you
just
know,
need someone to
even-
do it. We need someone to do it. But who's going to do it?
But you see, yeah, look at how long-standing the Peckham and Brixton beef was, and that was like real, like.
Yeah, but it's going to take the big rappers and the big people to stand up, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's what it's going to take.
Because Giggs, when he done a song years after he had beef with Angel Town and all like them, yeah, he done a song with Sneakboy like not that long after. Well, yeah.
Well,
like
I'm seeing
after.
that a bit more. Yeah, that certain rappers that wouldn't normally,
And then it kind of gave
enough.
that unity, like, oh yeah, that everyone's cool now. But then now it shifted from what was Peckham and Brixton, which is now obviously Woolley and Kennerton and them now. So I mean,
It just seems to be everywhere. It just seems that everybody's
it
beefing.
shifts.
Yeah. Open Matt London says maybe the local councils need specific role in place. But that's if they get their arse in gear, the council, right? Because I'm working alongside the council and it's long. Like, really long. Even though, yeah, we're working together and we're doing this and they've raised money for me, but it's long. So I've got Howard requesting as well to come on. So I don't know. I can put her on. But yeah, Howard, like I said earlier, tragically lost her son, Tamim, last year. Outside. It was at the bus stop after school. And it's too much for parents, for carers, for the community. It's devastating.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna put Howard on now. I'm gonna add her up.
Mm-hmm.
You're not picking up Ramai yet then?
Another hour.
Right, okay.
So I'm like, yay, I can actually go on Instagram. But yeah, I'll come off of it anyway. So
We can stay on because I can do up to 4, can't I? On here.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Howard.
Hey, ladies.
Hey, darling. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Is that your daughter?
Yes, my eldest.
Oh, that's good. I had like my daughter. Okay.
Yeah.
You're right, guys.
Hello.
Yeah. So I haven't been on live for a while because I had COVID. Then after COVID, I got, oh my goodness, really, really ill. Literally last week was the first week I felt back to kind of normal.
Oh.
So I've just been kind of getting back to doing my radio shows. And I thought, I'd get back to doing the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was quiet as well for just since Ramadan time. It's been a bit hard and everything. That's the first Ramadan without timing.
Oh.
So it's just that, and his sweet 16s and everything. The first Eid without him. So it was kind of, I wasn't in a good place.
No, it's a lot, Howard,
Yeah.
to have to deal, you know, like, oh. And then I saw as well with that school, the forest, is it the forest school?
Oh yeah,
What was,
you know what? That's the thing that keeps me going as well, because it's like the way the schools are just there for us and acknowledge Tamim's name, and I feel like that's what maybe I'm doing now, and I feel like I can do something as well, because there's people who've been supportive, but it's not because you know we are more than millions in the country, and
exactly. Yeah.
when someone is campaigning something to save people, you just see 2 likes, no more following, no,
Yeah.
you know, it's just like
No sharing the, yeah.
it's just we just trying to normalize the situation, which is we shouldn't. And I feel
No.
so angry. It's just I just don't like this thing about blaming the government. That blame no. Everyone is responsible.
Yeah, exactly. And we
Everyone is
have to do
responsible,
something
and
about it.
we're doing nothing. We just don't get me wrong. I was so supportive, especially with the funeral. Like so many people that I never knew, and really just some organization that just want to work with me, that they want to support me, show me how I can do things, but also there is parents
Yeah.
doing nothing.
And this is
Because
the thing, we need parents on board.
yeah.
I've realised the situation with parents, right? Because I'm signed up since last year to be a parent carer champion. Right, so if there's any people out there who are in Southwark, because this is only for Southwark, this initiative, but hopefully it will go to all the boroughs, right?
Okay.
But they do free training, so they train you up in all sorts of things, you know, like county lines, grooming, mental health with young people, youth justice system. So they give you a really good training, so that's free. And then after you do the training, you go out and speak to parents, right? So brilliant initiative, right? When I found out about it, I was like, brilliant, oh my goodness, right? Because parents need this. So you think
100%.
the advice, the help to, you know, to find the right services, where to go. So we had, I think, 30 people signed up.
Right.
And literally after the training, there's me and one other woman who've been doing it for a year, right? And we've done brilliant, right? But what also was the problem was the schools. So we were signed up to 5 schools, right? They were going to do all the coffee mornings. They're going to do all the good, you know. They didn't do a thing. They did nothing. Right, we can't even work with them this year at all because they did nothing, right? Nothing.
Oh, this sad. I just see these kids. I've got I'm as a mom who lost the kid because kids killing other kids. I should be more angry to the kids than because that's the one who murdered my son. But it's the way these kids wanna be there for me. They want to be present. They wanna tell us what you want. The kids that I don't know means that these kids aren't really bad, but they need leaders. They need us to understand them. They need someone to be their mentors and everything.
Yeah.
And no one cares. They always say like, "Oh, Tamim's mom, we're telling the truth. We don't think that we matter. We don't think that anyone cares. They're just telling stuff. Like, they're just blaming
not
parents
doing.
more."
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I get what they're saying, and it's really sad.
Yeah, because that's like what I said. The young man said to me that he feels like nobody cares about them.
Cares. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids are ready to just come to a stranger like me to tell me how they feel than their own parents.
Yeah.
And
see, I want to get to the bottom of what would make them feel safer. What can we do that would make them feel safer? What needs to happen?
Yeah. I think we can all agree that they need somewhere to go to.
Yeah.
After
somewhere
school,
safe.
their time. but also they need that person that cannot judge them, who's there no matter what. Yeah, and I think that will be the start, because there is, and poor kids, there were so many coaches. Is trying to fit in everywhere. You go to school, let's say you're meeting let's say you're an African, you're meeting Jamaicans. We all black, but we don't share same culture. There is English kids, we don't share the same culture. This goes to them as well. There's English kids that need to embrace our cultures as well. You know,
Yes.
and there is coming back home and having a home coach as well. It's just too much for them already. You know, so there is
A
that
lot.
listening to them, understand where they're going. And I'm talking a lot now, especially for black moms. You know, we really have, no offense, but it's kind of, we don't have any idea how tough it is out there. We can all agree like black kids are dying more than white kids. Doesn't mean they don't die, white kids don't die, but these black kids, there is something that as moms, as dads, we can come up together. They don't trust us.
Yeah.
They think like we don't know what's going on, and it's true, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't know what they face out there.
And that's the
If
thing.
you hear what they saying, it's like, well, mom will understand. They, you know, no one cares. You know, yeah. We live here in Western countries. There is a way of living here different than where we're coming from. So we have to just at least like integration and know how the society works here, how people think here. Well,
Yeah.
choose the good, leave the bad. But we just here and then just go to work and come back home and that's it. But life is more than that. And especially when you're
Exactly.
raising your kid.
Yeah.
Yes. There is lots of things. Yeah.
There is. And the thing is, it's like what I was saying, it's law that the kids have to go to school,
Yeah.
but nothing in place to
Yeah.
protect them.
Yeah. And there's some kids that also are telling, because there was so many things that there's a lot. So like a kid who maybe behaved bad and then is going to school after another school, and then he doesn't get a chance here because of his history. Anything that goes around him, he got picked up.
Yeah.
They don't give them the second chance.
No.
Even the kid is trying, they don't give them a second chance, and they think like, you know what? Let me just be bad, because they already feel like I'm a bad guy. You know, so
you
there
start
is that
acting,
listening
yeah.
to the kids, you know, and also embracing the culture.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to know how to live in these countries. We just
Yeah,
have to stop
definitely.
blaming other people, blaming the government only. Everyone must do their part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, the
I'm just
government's a
I'm
joke.
angry. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
angry, just feeling like, you know what, I'm doing something, but no one is there for me. Yeah, because
Yeah.
yes, I'm in this
That's what it
situation,
feels
but
like, though.
yeah,
Like,
everyone else can
listen,
be in this situation.
yeah.
Yeah, so I've got my people, like my neighbors and everything. Really, they've been there for me. And seriously, not only black people, like white people, you know. And I really appreciate that. But we need more than this. We need
Yeah.
everyone, because it can
Everyone.
be at anyone, you know. So, but we
Exactly.
really, I think we are millions of people. It's the solidarity, it's the unity that
Yeah.
matters more than anything,
Yeah.
you know.
It's like the
So
petition
yeah,
that,
but
you
this
know, we've
government
started.
is just like, oh, it's all about the government. Government is like, no, everyone has their part, you know. You've
Yeah.
got a right to just raise your voice. There is schools. I was supported with the school. I can't just blame the school. My son went to Hornpark Primary School. He left 4 years ago,
Yeah.
but they was there for me every step of the way. They are supporting my young kid,
Brilliant.
you know. But parents, where are they?
This is
They're
the
not.
thing.
Yeah, they're
And
not.
I can't figure it out, because as a parent, like, we care
Yeah.
about our own children, other people, you
Other
know,
people, yeah.
Yeah.
the community. And that's just what I don't get. And it makes everything a lot harder. But
Yeah.
we have to, I keep reiterating this, people have to make noise now.
We don't
Not
really
just
need
on a
to all be
Sunday.
in the same situation to get that it can happen to anyone.
Yeah. And the thing is,
Yeah.
parents know that the kids are at risk going to a party, going to the park, going round to the shop, right? people have shared enough videos
Yeah.
of this happening. The
Yeah.
awareness is there for people.
Yeah.
What,
And the
what
thing
else do they
is,
need
it's
to
just, I
see?
don't know how much they want. They think maybe, oh, after marrying your kid, and then life goes on. It doesn't. That's when
It's
it
never
starts
going to be the
getting
same.
really hard, because there is those questions that you've got. There is that living every single day knowing that your son will never come back.
You know?
Like, just it's affecting you mentally and physically. Really, I just saw something that happened in America yesterday.
Oh my God, I know.
I couldn't sleep because I know, like, 14 kids in my head thinking like all these
14.
moms, how they feeling, you know? So do we have to be in this situation, all of us, to just
But
just
that,
begging people to come
yeah.
together? Really,
Mhm.
it's pathetic. It's just,
And we're
it
not
just makes
asking
me
for a
angry,
lot.
you know?
Even what we're
No
asking,
one
right?
asked for
So,
money. Just
yeah, and
come
we're not
together,
saying they
you
have
know?
to come and march
Because I
even.
thought that money is just something that everyone care about. Okay,
Yeah.
don't give us money, but just come to raise a voice together.
Yes.
You know, that's all we need.
Support.
You know, that's
Share, even
support.
sharing.
So you want to
Sharing
support
the
me
post.
on the funeral only?
Mhm.
When my son died, and then that's it. The journey is just beginning, because I'm not doing this for me. You know, yes, I've got other two sons, but there is other kids. You know, there's Tamim's
Because you
friends.
don't want
You know,
others to go through what you're going through and what
there
you've
is
been through and what you're.
my neighbor's kid, grandkids. There is just Tamim's school, his class. Like, they just been there for me than adults.
Mhm.
You know, his name. For example, I didn't want to do anything on his birthday. It was his sweet 16. And then I just saw all of them here on my door. You know, coming with balloons, like, you need to come out. You need to come out. But I just had to go. You know, so we can do something together there at the park, because I
Remember
couldn't
him.
fit all of them inside the house. You know, so it's just that
Oh.
they keep remembering. There's so many kids who are doing counseling because of their friend. You know, that's how much it's affecting other kids.
And this has got, it's the same in all the communities.
Yeah, but
So much
I don't know
pain.
how much it must take to just come together, really.
I know. And it's like the solutions we've put out there, we've made them easy for people. You know, things that are not going to be much to get involved in. So the petition, right? 30 seconds of people's time.
Yeah.
But I'm struggling. We're on 278 signatures. We need 100,000 more. Like,
I just saw is that the grandmother of Liam Taylor doing?
oh, okay, yes, yeah.
She's doing really a great job.
Yes, yeah.
And
But
I just always, you know, sometimes I just feel exhausting to just watch that. Just feel like I don't want to watch anything at the moment, really.
yeah.
That's how I feel. And I'm like, can you imagine losing your grandson or your granddaughter or your own son, and then you are the one who want to protect other people's kids when they don't even care?
Yes, I know. And this is what we're seeing. That's what we were saying earlier, me and Crystalla. That you know, it seems to fall on parents like yourself and grandparents who have lost their children, their grandchildren. And it's wrong. Like, it's confusing to understand why others aren't
You know
stepping up.
what?
But
Yeah,
it's
as
that
well.
time.
What I was gonna say is that even like the young people now, the ones who have experienced or have almost experienced like a loss or something, like, I think that they're gonna be the ones to be the noise, you know, like to say things. I know, like, as elder generations are obviously talking about it and stuff, but I think that they're gonna be able to really do something about it, you know.
So you can get enough of them on board.
Yeah,
That's
I feel
brilliant what
like
you've just
they will be
the
way
noise.
to, you know, try and change things, because I mean, like, there's so much of them now that have, like I said, they're feeling it in one way or another, whether it is actually a loss or if it was like, oh my god, that could have happened, you know, like, so they're living with that trauma and they don't want to, you know, go through that again, or, you know. So I think that them feelings will carry them into doing something, you know, positive and trying to change stuff, because there is enough young people that do feel like that. So I mean, that's a big, you know.
See, we need to get to them though, because that's what I've said like I've struggled with trying to get to the young people.
Mm.
I
I
think
mean, there's young people that I know that have created like GoFundMe's, like oh, you know, put a bench here for my friend, or you know, things like
yeah,
that. And I mean, that's their way of trying to, you know, like carry their feelings in a positive way. But then if they actually focus on, oh no, actually, here's what I could do as well,
Mm.
you know, as a
yeah.
preventative sort of
So
measure.
maybe
Like,
that's what I'll do, is target the
Yeah.
noise side of it, whereas I have been going more for parents,
parents, yeah, no,
carers.
but it's the young people that are going through all of this, as much as parents, as much as elders, but it's the kids who are living
Yeah.
In
the
it.
traumatic.
That's what I mean, living in the whole
Yeah.
thing.
And I mean, it doesn't make them want to go to school. They can't go to school, or they can't just get a bus, or if they haven't got money to get Uber here, then they're not going somewhere, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's their life that is really, you know, well,
Restricted. It's
restrict. Yeah,
restricted.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even in their own area, they've got to
Yeah.
worry about people pulling up, jumping out, and
Yeah.
going, "Are you so and so?" or "Do you know
And
so
look,
and
there's
so?"
been
or what?
multiple people that I know that it's been like, oh, you look like someone. Oh, are you so
Yeah,
and so
that's
from
another one.
this
Right.
place? And it's
Mhm.
like, no, I'm just myself. Like, what the hell? I don't
Mm.
look like anyone. But you know, people
Yeah.
will just test the waters with you just because you're a young black boy, or a vulnerable
Mm.
little white boy, or do you get what I mean? Like, any form of vulnerability in a young person,
Yeah.
they're gonna target. But
True.
then they'll also target you if you're overly confident and you don't look vulnerable. So it really
Yeah. Yeah.
doesn't matter what type of front that you put on. It's like you're not safe regardless, you know.
No.
But
And that's what I want
it's
to
sad.
ensure that
Mm.
But
they
there's so
are
much
safe.
mental health issues with young people now. I mean, you know, we all
Loads.
have probably had our anxieties and our fears about certain things as we were, you know, growing up, and the things that maybe we were seeing and whatever. But the way that it is now, it's like a war zone. Like, you can't really, you have to step so carefully, because you know, and even if you step careful, it still doesn't ensure that
No,
you're
any
safe.
no.
Like,
Mm.
it's horrible, but it's them who I think they will be the voice. They will be the ones to carry
True.
and do all the good work as well. And I think that that's who you would really want to do it, because do you get what I mean? Like, they, yeah. I mean, it's a lot on parents anyway to obviously try and, you know.
Yeah.
But then it's determination, because you want to, you know, do something as well. But I think that the young people now,
Mm.
they could do a lot. They could do a lot, you
Yeah.
know.
It's how we get them. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I would say that I was lucky enough, even though it's not much. Like, I've got 2 group chat.
Mm.
oh yeah, I remember you saying
Yeah, the
before
kids.
that you have. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was only one with Tamim's friends. Every time I want to tell them something, they're there, they're listening. And everything that I want to do, I just talk to them to get ideas
Yes.
from them. What can we do? And everything. I write down everything. But there was an also, like, because of my community as well, as I said before, there's this integration problem as well.
Mm-hmm.
That we just believe, like, you know what? We have to meet up as a community. It's weddings and funerals. But life isn't about weddings and funerals.
Funerals, no.
We need to know what's going on out there. We need to take responsibilities. So guess who understand me more than anyone else is the kids who was born here. Is the
Yes.
kids who came here as young kids who come to me saying that our parents doesn't understand us.
Ah, yes.
Do you see? So okay, they live in England. It could be any of them, you know. And they always like, why are you listening? Why are you understanding more than our own parents? So what I did, I just had to take a phone call, every single parent, calling them, asking for a consent,
Yeah. Ah, yes.
talk to them like, you know what, this is what's happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are blaming like, no, those kids don't listen. Well, okay, they don't listen, but it's not about no listening. It's about bringing them together, you know.
Yeah.
It's 13, to 20 years old. That's all I have at the moment. These are African kids who are really struggling because their parents, they think their parents are rubbish. They don't listen. They don't know anything about here. And if you see, they live here more than 10 years. And that's not an excuse to not know, because your kids went to school here. You know, you don't know who he's hanging around with. You don't know the mentality. You don't know how we're so different. Trust me, I came here young, but I know that it's so different. Living in our countries and here is different. We think really black and white. So those kids are so happy about the group chat.
And I think it's amazing that you're doing that.
I told them, listen, I'll buy you pizza at least twice a month. Come to my place, sit down, let's talk.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so they are so happy about that. At least someone is listening. You know,
and that's what they need. They need to be listened to. See, I've not been able to really get to them, but I'm hoping going forward, because now I've connected now with the Southwark Youth Offending Team, and I'm going to be going in, starting I think from next month, and I'm going to be doing some workshops about the bleed control.
Right.
Hopefully we'll be doing the training with them. I'm going to be obviously offering opportunities for the music, production, DJing, radio play, that kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to, getting involved there, hopefully connecting with young people so I can find out, what their concerns are, how they think, what changes are needed.
Yeah.
But I think definitely, Laws, you're onto a great idea there with the connecting, the making the noise with the young people.
Look at what that message said. Youth need to have responsibilities within community. That they do. Like, if you're part of society and community, contribute something to it.
Of course. Yeah.
And look after your community.
I think somebody else said that earlier.
That's what I say.
I'm gonna have to go anyway, but I'll watch the
I
rest,
grew up.
I need to go.
Thanks for joining us, Laws.
I grew up knowing that everyone is responsible, and there's something that in my religion we're saying that correct with your mouth. If you can't with your mouth, do in action.
Yeah.
If it's not in action, at least just feel bad about it. I don't know if you know what I mean. You know, you are responsible. Don't give. Don't say that there's nothing you can do.
No, because there's always something that can be done.
There is always something.
Always, yeah.
So I disagree with anyone who's saying that, oh, you know what, the kid is gone, and it's another kid died, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Who's good and who's bad?
Yeah.
So are you gonna be awake because one of your nephew or your kid is in that situation? Because people intend to think that, oh, maybe he was in a gang,
Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't behaving good. Well, the law.
Yeah.
To punish him, to kill him. So we just need to take responsibilities. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like everyone. So after burying a kid and then everyone is gone home and then, okay, let's just forget that happened. It doesn't work like that.
No.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
There's so many people who don't understand, especially, again, where I'm from, that we don't have this kind of thing. But we're responsible. We people who just live in this country, we must know how the society works, how the system works. And then you can't save it changed.
Yeah.
But you can save at least one kid. Yeah.
But it is definitely attacking the system as well.
Yeah.
Together.
Right. But how can we attack it? People don't care.
But the other thing, right, it's not everyone that doesn't care, right? So that even though
you're right,
it seems to us that no one cares, right? But it's more like probably the people that are out there around us because it seemed for ages that I didn't have anybody on board, but I do have, you know, there is a handful. You've got more than me, I would say, on board, but the people that are on board are fully on board, right? We just need more of them. We just need to build what we've got, but keep building with more and more people who are just like us, who can see that the changes need making, right? Know that we need to make noise about it. We can't just keep being quiet. We have to make noise about it. There's loads of things we've got in place that people can get involved in, right? So we've got the petition. We have the bleed control campaign. We've still got the make noise to end knife crime, right? That doesn't have to be on a Sunday. People could do that anytime.
Anytime.
Right? To show support.
You can't even just stand on your door, just clapping.
I know.
What does that say?
I know. And it's hard not to get really angry.
Well, yes, I'll be like a mom who's blaming everyone, but really, it's just like really sad, you know?
Yeah.
And I will tell you something. My liaison officer said, like, can you tell me the truth? Are you a celebrity or what? Because I heard at the funeral, there's more than 500 people. I was like, well, that's what we do as a community. And especially like the way it happened as well, you know, on him just dying on, I would say, people just taking videos and everything. So, you know, and he had brothers who knows other who knows their friends, and they came and everything. And that only, it was even a kind of lockdown finished and everyone wasn't there. But if there was a lockdown, there would be like millions of people. But and I'm like, where is everyone else now? Where were they? So are we done? You know, because I know everyone is feeling bad. The one who knows Tamim, the one who doesn't know Tamim, they know. They are feeling really sad. And when I can see in their faces, when they even see me, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to talk to me. I understand. But I need you guys. You know, I need you. So now I'm with Sweet Lee. I never met her before. And the ones that I know, they are not there because they feel like, oh, he's gone. But, you know, there's nothing else we can do. That's not an option.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not an option, really.
To do something.
Yeah. So if I know more than 500 or 700 people, and I'm doing this with Sweet Lee, or let's say another person that I never met before, so where is everyone that I know? You know? Yeah.
I know a lot of people, Howard.
Yeah.
Imagine that I've supported artists, producers across the UK for like 10 years, promoting, pushing music, and literally I put stuff out there and nothing.
Right.
I mean, I have a handful of people, but they're not the people I would expect. Like you say, you know, I know a lot of people too.
Oh, it's Sophia. I remember Tamim when he was little. May Allah. Oh, I mean, maybe I know her. I don't know. It's just Thank you.
Oh, bless her. She said as well, so many people try to brush things under the carpet. Change can only be established with community doing their part. Yes.
Very true. Very true.
That's it. Now, we know that we have to get, the only way we can get law changed quickly is by getting the emergency cabinet meeting.
True.
Now,
I really can't wait.
The way Boris is, no matter what gets put to him, he manages to get it just brushed away. Like, and just until the, you know, the commotion dies down and then I'll just move on to something else, right? How, I keep racking my brain, how do we get his attention? The only thing I think of is if enough people stand up, make noise and demand that we get the meeting.
True.
But if no one's doing that apart from us, like, you know, but I mean, somebody did say today, Jinker Bell, who was on, they said they were gonna do a marketing campaign for us, right? And I think we might need something like that. So we might, all it's gonna take, right, is some people with some big following just to share our stuff. But if nobody's sharing it, so I'm just going to reach out again to everybody on the live, anybody who listens to this later on.
Really, it's just
share our stuff.
The courage and everything. Sometimes we just put it out there and no one is there to just even listen. It's sad, but we're not gonna give up. We just have to
No,
carry.
we
Yeah,
can't give up. We
because
have to keep going.
I just feel like, what, if everyone can learn, I will have at least two of people who's gonna be with me. So that's why I'm not gonna give up. Because
Yes.
especially like my son's name, I will never leave it like that. He just need to be recognized because he deserved better than just, and his friends deserve better. And I have to do that job because of them as well, because I know how he was obsessed with his friends. He loved his friends. It's nice even to just see them, like a kid who you don't know, because maybe they saw me on medias and, hello, are you Tamim's mom? Hi, I knew Tamim through a friend. He was you just hearing this kind of stories, you feel like, oh my God, you know what?
Oh.
This is so sweet, and I'm not going to give up on this, and I'm not going to let down these kids.
That's how I feel as well with the kids, and because who else is looking out for them and protecting them out there? Like I said, they're just thrown out. Right, they have to go to school. They have to do but hang on, they've put nothing in place to
Nothing.
protect them. Even on social media, they're not protected.
No, they're not. Oh, it's really hard. Let's do our part.
Yeah. Well, we are. And big up to you, my darling, for everything that you do.
Seriously, I'm so proud of you. I wish I had that courage. I'm so angry. It's just you so calm, you zen. So I wish I had that in me, because I feel so like I can just squeeze everyone. Can you just come? Yeah.
We've got a message here from Open Matt London, who says, have to deal direct with the people. The algorithms are designed to not push anything community building. Right, yes, that would make sense. And that's what I've been trying to do kind of outside of, being on social media, doing the parent carer championing, but still even in person with the parents. They say they're interested and then we organise meetings online, like the Zoom, and no one comes. In person, no one comes.
Yeah. I'm really sorry. I've been miles away, like physically ill, mentally. So I was drained. So
It's like that.
Because I feel like, well, I'm not doing anything. That's what I promised. But sometimes you feel like mentally.
Yeah, you have to rest. You have to
the emotions all over the place.
Take a break.
The first anniversary is coming, and the trial is coming the same month. So it's just a lot of things going on at the moment.
That's what I mean. It's so much to cope with, let alone taking on what you're doing. Right? Let alone what's happened. Like it's massive. It's something that you're all, it's major what's happened.
Yeah.
Something you've got to deal with for the rest of your life.
It's really hard.
And I mean, I struggle. I haven't had that. And even, intensively going, trying to help with the community things and that myself. There's times where I've nearly had breakdowns, where I've put so much in and I'm helping everybody and I'm, promoting this, doing that. But you have to take care of yourself.
You're right.
And you more so.
And I've got other young kids to think about as well. So I go slowly at the moment because it's still too fresh, but also it's even harder to just see that it's still going. Yeah, and like this year, I think we already on the number more than 25 of people dying.
Yeah.
So this is the end of May, and I'm thinking that, the end of the year, how many people?
That's what I mean. I don't want to get to the end of the year and things are just, like we have to have change.
Yeah.
We can't just keep letting this cycle continue, and it's going to take people changing their behaviour.
Well, I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much. I better go to pray, and I'll be inviting you to the commemoration of Tamim. I just want solidarity thing I'm doing as well. It'll be
Oh,
in
lovely.
July. So yeah, I will let you know how it goes, and I
Okay,
would love
thank
you to
you.
be. Do you live in London?
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
in Peckham.
in Peckham, right?
Yes,
So
yeah.
I hope you will be there. It will be on the 2nd of July.
Ah, yes, I should
Because
be
I wanted,
around.
like, the same day. I'm like, you know what? It's the 5th of July. That's when he passed. But the problem is this: it will be Tuesday, so I won't have maybe everyone because they're
Ah, yes.
working and
Yeah.
kids are going to school and everything. So I wanted to do it on the 9th, but the 9th as well because I invited community leaders, faith leaders, and everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be Eid.
Yes.
So I just said that I'm gonna do it on the 2nd of July.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll be inviting you as
Brilliant.
well.
Okay. Brilliant.
Yeah. Anyway, just keep up the good work. I'm so
You
proud of
too.
you.
I'm
Yeah.
so proud of you too. And
We are
please,
this together.
your young people, please ask them, right? We want ideas, what we can do
Yep.
with the noise side of things, right? What we
Mm,
could organise for young people to do, and
true.
a big incentive that
Mm,
maybe they do on one certain day, and we all
mm,
get the footage, and
very true.
and
Yeah,
demand
you're
that
right.
something happens, a
Yeah.
meeting with Boris.
Yeah. I've got another idea about I will message you privately.
Okay.
Yeah, so have a good day. I'm going to pray
You
at the
too.
moment. I'm a bit late. So I'll see
Ah,
you soon and just really don't give up.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
I won't, and I know you won't.
I know I won't. I won't. So,
Lovely to
okay,
see
love
you.
you. See ya.
Okay. Lots
Bye-bye.
of love. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, darling. Oh, bless her. How well. That was lovely to get her on. Thank you, everyone who's joined us today, who's input into the conversation, the discussion, what we're doing moving forward, because we can't continue like this, all right? We have to get our army built up of people who want to stand up and make noise about the death of our young people across the UK. I'm going to take a few more messages. We've got Sophie. She says, I haven't been through anything close to what you're going through. I'm currently battling school and police with my son being failed horribly, and I feel drained. I know exactly what that's like, my darling. We are up against it out here, right? We are up against it. The schools aren't helpful. The police are not helpful, right? I can't even get police to respond, about bleed control in the area. They're not interested, I don't get any calls back, let alone any help with, a child at school. Got Pop Patrol. Oh, sorry, I've just seen this message. He says, How you are such an amazing, strong woman. Let me know the date, inviting as many people as possible. Want to have an amazing turnout for you as show as much support surrounding your family and showing we stand together. Yep, definitely, Ryan. Massive shout out to Ryan. If you're not already following him, please do. POC Patrol 21 out here collecting knives off the streets. Open Mat London, keep up the amazing work, sisters. Big up to you. Thank you for everything today. Shout out to Sophia, MC Ilbird as well. Sophia says professionals are all neglecting their duties. Yep, but there's a lot out there that are neglecting their duties. That's another thing. We keep saying about this, we need trauma trained professionals, and that's, within the police force, professional services. There's a lot to be done, right? But I'm going to finish up the live, all right, for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Shout out to the genius Dan, you just joined us, but I'm locking off any minute, all right? Good to see you though. All right, but it's been a pleasure. Big up to everybody who got involved today. All right, we should be back maybe at the weekend, possibly. If not, probably this time next week. All right. If you're not already following us, please do so on all platforms. Right, Let the Youth Live. Website www.lettheyouthlive.com. We're all about solutions to keep our youth alive. And right now, just to give you a quick briefing of what you missed today, Dan, all right, we were looking at, you know, why people are not making noise about the death of our young people, why they're not getting involved in our initiatives, right? Things that take 30 seconds, the petition we've got going on, all right? The bleed control campaign that's going down, all right? Across the UK. London is behind, right? London is not really getting involved, right? They're life-saving piece of kit. We need them everywhere. They're a band-aid for this whole epidemic that's going on, all right? We've got a lot to do. We need to get the attention of the government, right? We want ideas. How do we get their attention? Because not enough people are standing up with us. Not enough people are sharing our lives, are sharing our posts, are getting the message out there for us, all right? They're not interested. This is what we were saying. They seem to not care, right? There's people out there that care, right? We can see you. We see the people that care. We see the people that share the things. We're also observing the people that are watching, the people that are blanking us, right? Yeah? We've had enough of it. The youth can't wait any longer, all right? We want ideas, right? My daughter suggested, right, the make noise and knife crime, that maybe the young people need to be making noise about that. They're the ones, because the parents, the carers, there's not enough of them standing up, right? They're sharing the trauma, they're sharing the post, the negativity, right? The brutal killings, right? Blaming people, right? But they won't do anything, right? So we're looking for ideas. Somebody suggested marketing, right? So we've got Jinkerbell. I'm going to chase them up and make sure he sticks to this. He's going to give me some marketing, right? So maybe we can get out there a bit more, right? All it will take is some big celebrity, some big actor, some big rapper sharing it on their story, some of the initiatives that we're doing, right? Highlighting what we're doing. We only care about keeping young people alive right now. We are sick, right? We feel physically sick of seeing young people bleeding to death, right, on the street, people filming them, right, and not getting involved and helping them, right? We're sick and tired of it, right? We can't keep living like this. I can't take any more. Everybody who's on board with us, they can't take any more, right? We want to make noise, right? We asked everyone to join us on Sundays. No one's really doing it, right? But you can take a clip of you making noise any time of the week. Really, we should be making noise every day. Once a week, like people complained about that. Oh, well, we can't do that once a week on a Sunday. What, for the death of our young people, the ones we've lost, the ones who are still fighting every single day? They're fighting every day to stay alive. I'm going to take a few more messages. Dan's saying the government ain't interested. They're part of the problem. Yeah, they're the biggest part of the problem. And the police, right? And I mean, I was saying, they need to go, right? The government, right? The government, they're meant to be, the politicians, they're meant to have integrity. They're meant to tell the truth and they're meant to care, right? None of that, right? So why are they there? There's something else you lot could be making noise about. Like, actually make noise about it. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, really, what is going on? Sophia's saying they don't care because it doesn't affect them or their children. They don't even care when it affects them. Look, there was an MP stabbed to death. Like, how many times? What did they do? They don't care. They don't care at all. As long as it's not them, they don't care, right? Now, do we care? Do parents and carers care? Right? Because I'm putting stuff out there, and I was saying this earlier, I put it out there, right? Say it particularly on Facebook. People share it back to my own group, but they don't share it elsewhere, right? Then I post things on groups, and some of them don't even approve it. And all it is sign a petition or do something to keep young people alive. But hang on, your whole thing says you're anti-knife crime. You're about keeping people alive. But hang on, all you're sharing is things about the brutal deaths, like all the traumas. Who's been sliced up today and attacked and maimed or ambushed. Genius Dan says, I'll be sharing your stuff. Sorry, I've been getting banned. Yeah, I know you have. Right, left, right, and centre. This account isn't cyber banned, so I will tread carefully. Bless up, thank you. The rappers ain't interested, hence why it gets no coverage. Lee, the problem we have at the moment is that a massive depopulation agenda going ahead. I wish I could say this was a conspiracy theory, but have factual evidence. So forget any assistance from the government departments. Yep. What I wanted was people to get together, right? People who care, who want to make noise, right? So we get that meeting with Boris, right? It's the only way we're going to get laws changed really quick, right? It's the only way it can happen, is getting the emergency cabinet meeting. Now, Younger Bones says it's not about care, it's part of the social engineering system designed to destroy humanity. All the things take place as part of the Agenda 21. Yep, everything. It's all been set up to be just like this. But it means we have to change the system, which we can do because that has been set up for us to be able to change. But we have to know about working together to do that, right? And supporting one another. Genius Dan says, you're right, action speaks louder than words. Lee, remember, negativity sells, which it does, right? It really does. Right, I'm going to have to lock off, right? I think that may be my grandson at the door, all right? But yes, I'll catch up with you all soon, all right? Have a blessed rest of your day.